Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to another movie review. And um, well, this is gonna be uploaded on. This is uploaded on upload on Christmas Eve though. But just wanted to. But I'm considering this my. I'm also considering this my Christmas movie review because I'll be doing stuff on Christmas Day. So this is why this is uploaded on Christmas Eve. But I just wanted to say, Merry Christmas to everybody, and spending time with all the families. And so I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. That's why I got the Christmas hat on for this on. So let's get right down to my Christmas movie review, which is sadly though is a rant. Sadly though, but it's a Christmas movie though. So let's get to it. Now this film came out in 2015. I was actually looking forward to seeing this because this is a director who I enjoy, and sadly I would say it's a missed opportunity. It is a missed opportunity, I would say. Although I do want to think concept of being in the same universe though, because that's what they were talking about from the film at the time when the film was released. And a couple things I liked about it though, but overall, sadly though, it just didn't live up to the expectation though. And that is the Krampus. Krampus, like I said, came out in 2015, and it's directed by Michael Dougherty, who directed Trick or Treat. Now, I reviewed Trick or Treat for this year's Halloween review. I love Trick or Treat. It's one of the best. It not only is one of the best Halloween films, but one of the best of the horror anthology films. I love Trick or Treat. I enjoy the characters. I like the fun gore bits, and it was easily fast paced. The song choice of Marilyn Manson, and the cast and the score. I love Trick or Treat, and um, and when I heard about Krampus from that this director was in on it. Oh, he's directing another holiday themed horror film, and like he did one for Halloween. Now he's doing one for Christmas, and I got intrigued by it. I saw the trailer, and I did like the trailer of it though. And I'm like, okay, so probably, and they said they're going to probably be listening to the same universe as Trick or Treat, and I got intrigued by it. And I saw the film, and I would say I got so disappointed in it. It was such a missed opportunity for a good Christmas horror film. But I wouldn't say that's entirely Michael Dougherty's fault because okay, he not only directed though, which one positive thing I like his directing. I think he had it shows he had like the same kind of directing like he did in Trick or Treat, which is a good thing. He showed you how he could direct like how the holiday horror film would be like he did in Trick or Treat. He did a good job on the directing part, but he held right on the film though. But there were two other people on there, which I think is I don't know if Michael part of it is to Michael Dougherty to blame because I'm not sure how much of the script he did, but because there was two other people on here that did it as well, and that's what it very lacked in, and well, okay, here's what the good things I'll say. The directed by Michael Dougherty was good. Um, the effects in this film are amazing in this movie. I love the effects in this film. Just like because he showed like he could do like what do with the who did the effects in here. Who did the effects? Who did the effects? Oh, the Weta. What was it? The Weta Workshop, I think. Yeah, yeah, the Weta Workshop, which they did effects in some other films like the Frighteners and the Lord of the Rings films, Hellboy, I, Robot, um, the Chronicles of Narnia, Many films of the Hobbit films, including Avatar, and well, as from this year, Thor Ragnarok, and Blade Runner 2049. The effects in this I really did enjoy. They did a really good job with the mix of there was some CGI though, but there was a lot of good practical effects, which that's a positive for me on this. Practical effects and the creatures in this were really well done. But I think that's what it ends right there because the film was just, unlike Trick or Treat, it was very fast paced, right? This film was very slow. It was very slow paced up until for close to maybe close to the hour mark. Nothing really happens. I mean, you see Krampus in one scene, like in the first hour, but it was like about 30 seconds at most, and then. But the second half I liked though. But for the first hour, it was just very boring. It was focused on this family because, okay, first how it opens up, which is like you get a song by Bing Crosby, and you got like how it is like when you see on Black Friday, everybody's going crazy or running around, or running all over each other and fighting over things and stuff. You know, like how it was, it's like how crazy it is when you get on Black Friday, even including on the Christmas season as well. And you get this, there's this family with this kid named Max. They're like doing this sort of like a little play thing in the store, and we get to the fight one kid thinking that Santa's not real. And you get the rest of the family. It's like a whole dysfunctional family. You get the Max's parents played by Adam Scott and Toni Collette, and then the other half of the family, like another wife and a husband and wife. The husband's played by David Koechner, and Allison Tolman, and they got kids as well. And you have the other Aunt Dorothy, played by Conchetta Farrell. Adam Scott is Tom. Toni Collette is Sarah. The kid named Max, played by Emjay Anthony. David Koechner is Howard, and Allison Tolman is Linda. And most of these characters, the problem is I didn't never overall care for the characters. More because probably out of the most characters I care for was the kid himself, honestly. But the other characters, the adults and the other family members, I never cared about, actually. And well, and also, of course, I forgot to mention the grandmother. I forgot to mention the grandmother. I think it was like Adam Scott's mother, I think, who speaks German, and she knows about the legend of Krampus. So this whole family is dysfunctional, which I kind of like to play on the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, honestly, but that film was much better Christmas movie than this, though. And then the two of Howard's kids, the girls, they get in a fight with Max because he wrote a letter to Santa. He wrote about his parents, like their marriage or something like that, and then he wanted Christmas to be the way they used to be, you know, big happy family, happy together. So afterwards, he tears up the letter and he throws it out the window, and hence this releases of the legend, the ancient legend of the character of Krampus. So there's this big storm that blows in. All the neighborhood's power gets cut off, and the older sister of Max, Beth, I think there was a character named Beth. She wanted to go see her boyfriend, so she goes out there, and I like the way the settings is, how it's all very snowy and very well, of course it's supposed to be snow, but just I just like how the way the scenery was. Then she sees Krampus. This is like for the 30 seconds you see him, like this overall close to the hour mark, I would say. Well, or after this is getting close to the hour mark, but she sees Krampus on the roof. He jumps onto one other roof. She hides under this vehicle, and you see Krampus's hoofs. Which the look of Krampus looks really cool, and it's really good effects as well. The suit and the design of Krampus, I really enjoy the look of Krampus. It's very good, well done costume and practical mega effects and all that stuff. I like that. And then he leaves behind this jack-in-a-box, and it cuts away to to the vehicle from above, so they got her. Although it didn't say like it doesn't really kill anybody though. It's more like, because they. Oh, the whole thing because of Krampus. which jumping ahead to where the story where the grandmother tells about the legend of Krampus, that he is the shadow of Saint Nicholas, Santa Claus, and anyone who loses their Christmas spirit, like the one, like especially the like when he from when she was a kid, she lost her Christmas spirit. And she wishes her parents were gone, and Krampus came. And I like the whole, and also I liked about it where the flashback of her when she was a kid is all done from this stop motion animation. I like that. It was a well done stop motion animation to how the story's being told when she was a kid. I like the whole. It was really well done stop motion animation, and how her parents were taken away by Krampus, and he leaves behind a bell with his name on it, just as a reminder. Don't give up on Christmas, and this is a reminder of what you have to live with. So now, then you have the war where David Koechner and Adam Scott, they go to visit the houses, and like one house is open and everything's snowed inside, and then we're in the cusp part where David Koechner is being dragged away by something underneath the snow, and Adam Scott shoots it, and he gets injured in the leg, and then this is where they get told the story, which is also during the part where I think it was before this, where one of like Howard's kids, like David Koechner's kids, named Howard Jr., which I didn't care for this character at all. He doesn't not only doesn't speak, he's just a he's a cliche. He's the fat kid who likes food, basically. He's another cliche. Because there's a hook that comes down the chimney with a gingerbread man on it, and he wants the gingerbread cookie, and it's alive though, but gets pulled in up the chimney, and the tree sets on fire, and when the grandma tells her story. Well done stop motion animation. I really do enjoy that. And so since the presents were gone, like Howard's wife Linda goes in there to try to salvage what we can. And also there was a deliveryman earlier who brought like a sack of gifts, which he didn't know about. So she tries to look at those, but then she goes downstairs and the presents start shaking. And this is where the second half really kicks off, which is too bad, because the first hour is like boring and slow, and it's slow to get started with these characters. Overall, say besides the kid of Max, that I was never really engaged with these characters. Honestly, Max is the only one I was engaged with, because he's the one who wanted to have a good Christmas with his family. How it was though, and because of this, he basically started this whole thing. Basically cursed his whole family at. So I didn't even feel bad with you, because you felt bad for the kid, though. So he was the only one I was really engaged with, and I wasn't with the other characters, sadly. Unlike in Trick or Treat, I liked with the other characters, like Wilkins, Dylan Baker, who was the principal, and he got his good comeuppance in with Anna Paquin, who twisted they're all werewolves, and Brian Cox is Mr. Cree, who basically didn't like Halloween, and him with his deal with Sam. Those characters I was totally engaged with. But here, in this film, not so much except for the kid. And then to hear something up the attic, well, one of the girls, here's what gets one of my favorite parts of the movie, is when they go up in the attic, and they see, because one of Howard's girls got swallowed by this Jack-in-the-Box, which is, it looks like excellent, well-done effects. I really enjoy this effects. Like, you see the Jack-in-the-Box, like, it's a long, it's supposed to be like a snake, but then has like the a chest, like one of those like fooled chesters, that have the hat with the dingle bells on there, and then the mouth is opens up like way like a predator looks, with a like this. Excellent effects. I really enjoy the effects, and then I like these designs of these demonic toys, from the presents that Krampus brought. Like you got that predator-looking jack-o'-lantern that swallowed the kid whole, and then you got this cool-looking evil robot as well, and then you got this angel that flies around with sharp teeth right there, and then you got this this demonic teddy bear, which I like. This is all well done practical effects. I really like this. I'm really getting engaged into this scene here. I don't know why I keep on using that word engaged a lot, but This is the fun moment right here where after an hour being so boring, then it picks up where you get this fun scene where they're battling these demonic toys. Um, and then this woman, Linda, Howard's wife, then she starts acting. Kind of like she starts acting like a badass essay. Like with Toni Collette, she was being strangled by the Christmas lights, and she saves her, and then the jack-o'-lantern gets away, and it's like I forget who stabs this teddy bear in the eye and gets some green goo popping out of it. So yeah, then the thing that the Linda character, she smashes the toy robot. So that was a fun scene with some excellent, well done effects. I really enjoyed that. And then while that's going on, David Koechner, I thought it was a little fun scene as well, where he's fighting some evil gingerbread cookies, evil gingerbread men. Like I think one of the voices is Seth Green. I didn't even notice. I mean, they all sounded the same to me, so couldn't even tell that was Seth Green. He's shooting at some gingerbread. One's on fire, and he shoots one, and then their dog eats the other one. So I had a little fun scene with that. And then one scene, there's another, then the elves are summoned, like Krampus's elves. And I like the costume, the looks, the design of the elves. Like they're outside and they start barging in, like Aunt Dorothy. Like, well, first of all, like the toys, some of the toys they weren't gone. Like the teddy bear and the angel, and the Aunt Dorothy, she gets a shotgun and starts shoots them, and also some of the comedy I didn't think didn't really work. I didn't think they were not funny because, okay, some of the jokes just like there's a couple I did get a laugh at though, but overall the comedy in this film didn't work because they're trying to make it into a horror comedy, which honestly it didn't work though in this film. Compared to Trick or Treat, it was just a straight out horror film with a few of some comedy aspects in it, like with Dylan Baker's character at the opening of the movie. But there was a couple especially also when he was talking to Brian Cox as well, and. But that was R-rated. And that was another thing. This was rated PG-13. It was just like a total opposite of what Trick or Treat was. It was R-rated. It was fun, bloody, and gory, and that's what I would expect it from this, though. Especially from if it's from the same director of Trick or Treat, you would expect that as well. But no. But this was rated PG-13. Actually, it was not gory at all. It was no blood or gore or any of this. Honestly, I didn't like this remake though, but the 2006 remake of Black Christmas had a lot of crazy gore in that movie. I didn't like the remake though, but I did say that there was a lot of crazy amount of gore in that movie, like eyes being ripped out and chewed on, and a lot of blood and gore in that, though. Here, I would have expected this from the director of Trick or Treat, like he did with the film in that movie. But it wasn't, though. Sadly, it was because it was PG-13. That's one problem. It was PG-13. It should have been R-rated and went all out like he did with Trick or Treat. But the Aunt Dorothy, she gets taken away. Like they wraps herself around her and they take her away. And you hear some out of nowhere cartoon effect, like like when they a cartoon effect for a pratfall, like whew. When she gets pulled away, you hear that. That was totally out of place. They need to add that in there. But so some of the comedy aspects didn't. Well, obviously all the comedy didn't work actually in this. Then Howard's baby gets taken away. He jumps on the Jack in the Box and he gets taken away as well. Then the rest to try to escape while the grandma, she stays behind. Krampus makes his pretty much over an hour, maybe 10 or like an hour and 20 minutes. He makes his full-on appearance, which for film from this named Krampus, he didn't appear a whole lot in this movie, so that was a little bit deceiving. But when he makes his full on appearance, like I said, I enjoy the look of Krampus, the horn with well, I think that's Krampus. He had horns though, but the face like a demonic Santa Claus, like that's like no eyes and it's like ah. I like the design of Krampus. Then guess like the pig gets a sack of toys and they gets to grab her. Then while the rest of the Adam Scott, Toni Collette, and the two remaining kids and the other Relinda, the adults they get sucked down into the ground and they try to get into the car, the snowplow, but the other girl she gets taken away by the elves, and that's when Max meets with Krampus, gives him the bell like the grandmother did, gives him the bell, and which also including the wrapped up in the pieces after the letter that he tore up. And now that he realizes what he has done, he sees the Krampus and his elves. They have the girl, and he says, "I want to to let her go. Take me. I take back my wish." And then you get this. I thought it was a pretty good effect where this hole opens to this a pit of hell opens up. I like the way how it opens up, and it was a good looking effect as well. And Krampus basically just laughs and just drops the girl in there, and then he picks him up, and it's just like he says, "I wish I just want." He says, "I wish everything would have been everything the way it was for Christmas." And then Krampus he doesn't care. He just goes and drops the kid into the pit. And this is where it comes to which there was the most disappointing thing that I did not like about it. It went with a typical cliche of what I did not like about it was how the film ended. That just really bugged me. I did not like how the way this film ended. Okay, so Max wakes up. It's Christmas morning, and which you think was going to go the cliche of it was all a dream, right? He goes downstairs to see his family. They're all alive, and they're all acting all happy together. And he thinks this is what he wanted. His family happy together on Christmas morning. And when he gets his gift, he gets the bell again with Krampus's name on there. And they're all looking at each other like, how how they were. What was it how that they always reacted like they see the bell Krampus and thinking like, is this a dream or is this really happening? I can't really describe the way it's like look like they know about what's going on. And then of course when the camera zooms out, you see this. They're all in a snow globe. And you can see there's a whole bunch of snow globes of what happened to other families as well, and then the boo scare of all the demonic toys like this together in the camera of Krampus's workshop. I did not like how the way that ended. I saw this coming because guys, I did see this in the theater because I was looking forward to this. I saw this by myself, but my brother didn't want to see it though. But I saw this by myself, and I was watching how as soon as when the kid woke up, thing was all a dream, right? Which I expected to be like it was all a dream though. But when the bell and all that, when the camera zooms out, I was like, oh no. They went that way because hey, if everyone wondered what happened to this post, this was in the poster, so you were expecting what this was gonna take any place concept with the snow globe thing. Yeah, that's what happened. This is your ending right here. I just didn't like how that ended. That just completely rubbed me the wrong way. It ended like a typical cliche downbeat ending. So yeah, that ending just rubbed me the wrong way, like how it just like a typical downbeat ending. Because you say they're trapped in the snow globe and they're reliving their. You probably say they could be they're reliving the same thing, or they could be reliving the same thing over and over again though, but or it's or it could go this way, like because people are thinking of the theories, like, okay, it's either that ending, or it's like it wasn't all a dream, and Krampus is keeping an eye on them, like, and let them know that don't lose the Christmas spirit, or else it's going to happen all over again. So it's probably that. But it doesn't matter, because when it shows when they're all in a snow globe, so it just pushes out the questions, like, okay, what's going to happen to them, like the theories that people are explaining about this ending. It doesn't matter, though. If they didn't went that way, I would not probably would not did not like how the way it was. So, but whatever. So yeah, I would say this is a missed opportunity, especially especially if it was from the director of Trick or Treat, Michael Dougherty, and especially Bryan Singer. He did not have a hand in this, because usually he collabs with Michael Dougherty, but Bryan Singer didn't have a hand in this. Plus, probably he's not much to blame, because there were two other people who wrote the script, so maybe it's more their doing, though. But maybe it just didn't help. It didn't help the film. So yeah, Krampus. It was a missed opportunity. They should have. If Michael Dougherty was directing the Christmas themed horror film, he should have just went the other way, like he did with Trick or Treat, R-rated, bloody, gory Halloween movie, though. I guess I would say I didn't like the 2006 remake of Black Christmas, but that had crazy over the top gore in that movie. Yeah, but characters that I care about, though, like it was, but at least it had more. It was more over the top gore of a Christmas horror film, like than this film did. So yeah, but it was like characters I did not overall care about, except for the Max Kid character. The whole cast, their performance, they were okay at best, but the characters I did not care for overall. Like, I don't know, I would say too much about the characters. I don't want to waste of time, though, but they were just not, the performance were there, though, but it's just the characters were not I not care for. That's the thing. Except for the kid who played Max. But and the film was very slow compared to Trick or Treat, where it's much faster paced. It was slow. The first hour of the film overall was that nothing pretty much happens. But when the second half when it started, but the second half of the film went on afterwards, because I enjoyed when they're facing with Krampus's minions, like the scene up in the attic with the demonic toys, and then when the elves, his demonic elves, and but that's where it pretty much ends, you know. It's just the film was just way too slow, and it got boring at times. Like I said, Michael Dougherty's directing was good. I felt like it was the same like he did in Trick or Treat, the same kind of directing he did. But he had a hand in the script. But honestly, I'm sure it was not entirely fault, because there was two other people who did the script. But the effects in this film were really well done. They were really amazing to look at, especially with the demonic toys. They were excellent. That's the biggest positive in this film for me, was the really well done practical effects. Because now Michael Dougherty, he's been chosen to set on directing the next sequel to Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I'm not sure if they're gonna. This is guy who's like used to doing practical stuff, though, but I'm not sure if that's gonna be the case in Godzilla King of the Monsters. I'm still questioning on King of the Monsters. I do, you know, besides, you know, I do like that they're bringing Rodan, Mothra, and King Ghidorah in there, but I seriously doubt that he's gonna. Since it's a big budget film, he's not gonna do much practical effects. I doubt we're gonna see a practical Godzilla suit in there. But sadly, though, in King Kong, Kong Skull Island, I love. You know, that was a great one, and that has some good effects as well. But I'm not still sure, but I look forward to seeing it, because Because when I saw the post credit ending in Kong Skull about the leading up to King of the Monsters, bringing all Godzilla's enemy and his allies in there. But well, let's see how that. But Michael Dougherty, this film was just a letdown, a step down from Trick or Treat. As a fan of that film, it was a complete. The fact that it was PG-13, it shouldn't have been PG-13. It should have been went like he did with Trick or Treat, make it R-rated and go all out with the blood and gore and all that stuff for a good holiday horror film like he did in Trick or Treat. But when the film came out, though, it was successful on a budget of $15 million. I definitely see the $15 million on the screen, though, especially when the budget of going to when you see the practical effects. It was really well done with a minimum budget of $15 million. And the film did worldwide made $61 million in the United States, $42 million. So it was a success, though, and it was another big hit for Universal because 2015 Universal was huge that year. When you got release of Jurassic World, then Minions, and then you got this film or Unfriended. Universal was really hitting their stride that year. It was a good year for Universal, but not for Warner Brothers. I've probably said that about that a lot of times about that. But yeah. So it did get some praise for it. It has a 65% Rotten Tomatoes, but no was near as good as the rating as Trick or Treat was. And 6.2 on IMDb. But the whole concept of Krampus could have worked. And I like the design, the look of Krampus and other stuff like the elves, and I like the added stop motion animation when the grandma told her story when she was a kid. I really enjoyed that. The scene with the gingerbread man, the demonic toys, like you see right there. There's the evil teddy bear, which I like. But great practical effects, good effects in this movie. But that's not enough to save it because it was slow paced. It was the characters I care about, except for Max, like I said. Pretty much most of the first half of the film, nothing happens. Krampus was barely in the movie until he shows the full appearance at the end. And then with the ending was such a downbeat ending. The ending was piss poor. I just didn't. It rubbed me the wrong way. I hate when they do the typical cliche, the downbeat endings like they do in other horror films. You know, why can't you just do something like simpler? You know, and make it a very happy ending. But yeah, it was definitely a step down compared to Trick or Treat. I love Trick or Treat. I look forward to seeing the sequel. Hopefully, they don't mess that up though. But this film for Christmas had a chance to do a Christmas horror film like Trick or Treat. It was definitely a disappointment. But I still want to buy the fact this is. I want to still like to talk about. I still want to buy the fact that this is in the same universe as Trick or Treat. I still do. But because the directors talk about this is supposed to be like the same universe as Trick or Treat. But the film was on for only an hour and 38 minutes, but it was so slow though. I was looking forward to seeing this. Like I love Trick or Treat though, but when I saw it, it disappointed me so much, especially with that downbeat ending and just it was a miss. I was saying it was just such a missed opportunity. But yeah, that's more I can say. So that's my rant on Krampus. It was I would say it's a missed opportunity. Michael Dougherty, hopefully he does better with Trick or Treat though, but. I wish he could have done the way he did in Trick or Treat. Just go the R-rated, bloody, gory route, you know, instead of... It could have a fun, bloody good time of a Christmas horror film. So yeah. Missed opportunity. So disappointed. Good effects can't help save the film. It have to have a good story with the good characters. None of them work except for the Max character. So, without those, what's the point? What's the point of a good film if none of those are good? Good effects though, but it was a waste of it though. Waste of good practical effects. And the score by Douglas Pipes. I can't remember if he did the same score to Trick or Treat. I can't remember though. If it was the complete opposite of what happened in Trick or Treat. But yeah, it was just a missed opportunity. Maybe I don't know. I don't like him going on for this though, but that's my rant though. But on Krampus, missed opportunity. So I just say this is my Christmas movie review. Said it had to be a rant. Well, I did the same thing on what I did last year in the remake of Black Christmas. But oh well. But I would say, well, even though this is uploaded on Christmas Eve, though, I would say Merry Christmas to everybody. Have a good time with the families. Yeah, and don't be like this and lose the spirit of Christmas. I'm still in good spirits after seeing this, though. Not gonna let a film work on this. But yeah, Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night, and happy holidays to everybody. And if you want to check out Krampus, go ahead. If people like the film, that's fine. I didn't. It was such a bit of a disappointment. So, but I'm gonna stop right here. But if people like the film, that's fine. I'm not gonna hold no ill will to anybody who likes the film. It's just a movie overall. Everybody was a fan or a hater, and I was just so disappointed in it. But Merry Christmas to everybody, and see you next time on the movie review for more movie reviews. Later.